Hello, Lee.
Hello, Pete.
Lee Cummings, also known sometimes as Kylie Minoise, also known as um, various things. A man of many names.
Yes.
What have you been up to?
I've been up to lots of things recently. We've been doing, me and Sarah, we've been doing a show in the festival in Edinburgh in August.
Somewhere over the rainbow.
Yeah, with FK Alexander.
And it was a big hit, the show.
It was. It did very well. People liked it, and it was very busy.
And would you care to tell the boys and girls at home a bit about the show and what it entailed?
Yeah, basically it's FK singing Somewhere Over the Rainbow, one to one with somebody while looking in their eyes and holding their hand. And Sarah and myself are, as Okashima Island Tourist Association, are doing kind of noise stuff behind it.
Yeah.
And it repeats that really for an hour at a time. That time when we've done it in the past, it's been like 4 or 5 hours long or something, but that was just an hour a day.
And people were really quite moved by it, wasn't there? There was reports of people
cried.
crying.
Some people cried. Quite a few people cried actually. There was a tally being kept for a while about how many people cried, but I don't know what the outcome of that was. But it was good. Some people cried. A few people left sometimes, which is good as well. You know, it wasn't all positive.
Yeah.
Which is good. But for the most part, it was very positive.
And so yeah, you just had your machines and made the noise.
Yeah.
And she just carried the tune.
Yeah, we basically. I mean, there wasn't really much gap. The singing to the people was fairly constant. So you know, everyone in the audience had this little ticket thing, and then if you wanted to have a song, you got up and gave the ticket, and then she did the song. So it was the bits in between. You know, when she was singing the song, and she sings along to a live recording of the last ever performance that Julie Garland did of the song. You know, so when she's singing, there's the track that she's singing along to, and kind of me and Sarah's stuff's kind of in the background, really bubbling under in that way, and then at the kind of crescendo, the final note of the song, our kind of stuff rises up, and we kind of do our kind of thing in between the song in that way for the most part. But because it was only an hour long each time, there wasn't much in between. Really, it was fairly constant.
Are you going to do it again?
Yeah, there's a few more. There's a few more coming up. I think we're doing it in a couple of weeks. Somewhere, can't remember where. It's in England somewhere. It's in Colchester.
Right.
Is where it is.
Okay.
Yeah, in a couple of weeks, and there's some more coming up in some other places.
That's good. Did you interrupt? You were down in London. Was that in July? Doing your In Utero.
Yeah.
Cover. Do you want to tell us a bit about that?
Yeah, that was at the end of. I think it was at the end of July. That was at a festival called Tempting Failure, which is like a performance and noise festival. That was on in London, and the subject for the kind of the idea, the subject, the phrase, or whatever, to frame the whole festival this year was In Utero. So I just decided to do something fairly literal with it, and do a cover of the Nirvana album.
Right.
Kind of, but I didn't really do it in the end in that way because it didn't really work out that way, really.
But did it turn into a new successful thing?
Well, it was pretty much what I do with that anyway.
Yeah.
You know. plus kind of equipment kind of died.
Uh-huh.
So, but you know, it was good.
Did you get injured at any point?
No, I was fairly uninjured really through that specific performance. Really.
I just asked because sometimes you have been like mutilated or something. There's been I don't know if it's accidents or self harm or.
No, I do. Yeah, I've been known to be injured during those Kylie Minoise performances back in the day. Feels like quite a long time ago that now. But yeah, it did fairly often happen that, I did have to go to hospital a few times.
A few times, yeah.
So it does, it did really happen like that sometimes.
Just because you're so into it that things happen.
Yeah, it's about, losing control, really. And that happens sometimes. And other people lost control sometimes too. And, it gets kind of dangerous sometimes, isn't it?
Yeah. I think noise music is kind of it's sort of like pushing the boundaries of what music is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Maybe some people would say it's not music. They'd say it's just noise.
Yeah.
So when do you think noise becomes music and the other way around?
I'm not really sure. I mean, it's a big question that a lot of people, well, not a lot of people, hardly anyone, a small handful of people maybe think about for a few seconds. But yeah, I don't know. I guess people who do that kind of thing approach it in different ways. Some people approach that kind of thing if they're making it or performing it or recording it in more of a kind of a structured kind of as you would a piece of music. It's kind of like a composition or something, and kind of think about all that stuff. And then other people approach it more from a just fucking do it kind of way. So it's more, it's the difference between I guess like the punk thing and writing for an orchestra or something.
And do you think that you could change direction and go down a pop direction at any point?
It could happen.
You're capable of it.
I have been recording quite a lot of pop music recently.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have. Yeah, and I've been enjoying that. I don't know what happened with it. I don't know if that will get completely mangled or not. I don't know. I mean, I listen to a lot of old pop music. It's what I kind of enjoy listening to. Not contemporary stuff. It's rubbish. But old stuff, I like all that stuff. I just like listening to that stuff.
What sort of stuff?
80s pop music.
Yeah.
That's what I go to when I'm feeling like I want to listen to something to make me happy.
Yeah. I listen to girl groups a lot. That's been going on for a few years.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't seem to be letting up.
Yeah, some of these things don't. Some of these things are kind of a phase, and some of them just kind of stick around. But yeah. I mean, I really don't listen. I found myself listening to a lot of stuff that I never historically have liked before, and I've been really enjoying that. I don't know if it's getting old or something, I don't know, but yeah, I do like
changing,
more
evolving.
classic kind of stuff that a few years ago I would have said is fucking crap, because I think I was maybe looking for something a bit different out of things, and now maybe I'm doing that cliched thing of listening to Motorhead or something. It's just fucking stupid, but it's true. Not that Motorhead is stupidly great, but listening to stuff that in the past I would have associated with kind of middle-aged people listen to it, but I guess I'm middle-aged now, so maybe that's what happened.
Yeah.
I don't really listen to much new or recently contemporary stuff anymore, really, at all, really.
It's not really listenable.
Well, yeah. It just feels like, I don't know, I don't really connect with that stuff. I find it hard to connect with anything really that's made by people that are like half my age or something. I just, I kind of think maybe it's a bit weird to kind of be a fan of something that's made by children.
Yeah. It's like when Gordon Brown said he was a fan of the Arctic Monkeys, and I think no one believes you.
No.
Because you can't be. It's not possible.
No. Well, nobody can be. But yeah, I mean, it's a strange thing that, you know, I do just listen to older stuff, really.
Yeah.
You know, I'm sure there's good stuff going on, but it's just, I don't really know what it is anymore, really, or have really any interest in finding it, really.
Yeah. I used to hear people saying there's no good music anymore, and I'd say, well, no, you're just not finding it. You're not making the effort. It's still out there, but now I don't really hear it, so I'm not sure. I just don't think it is.
Who knows? I mean, you do see good stuff still, you know, but I don't know. I guess you get to that stage where you've seen it all, really, in some ways, you know.
So you're a visual artist as well.
Yeah.
You do all sorts, really, don't you?
I do a bit of lots.
Yeah.
Really, I do a bit of lots, you know, to varying degrees of interest or success and whatever that means, you know. But yeah, I do visual art stuff too.
That big show you had down the road in Glasgow, where you had the skeletons and all that stuff. That was massive.
Yeah, there's a lot of work in there. There's a lot of hours of drawing. And that, yeah.
And you like to clear your head and sort of see what comes out. You don't.
Yeah, it's like it's escapism, really, and not, you know. I approach all that stuff in the same as way I approach I'll try to approach most things, and you know, it's very boring, really, all that kind of thing. But just to try and not think too much.
Yeah.
I don't like thinking too much when I'm doing something like that, because it starts to become about, is this good or not, or is it right? You know, I don't care about that stuff, really, because you get bogged down with it, you know.
Yeah. So what haven't you done? You've not written a book, have you?
I've not written a book, Pete.
No.
Although I am going to write a book.
Yeah.
I will write my Russian tour book about my tour in Russia a few years ago.
Okay.
Which
pretty eventful.
Yeah, it was a powerful 3 weeks.
Right.
I have the scars to prove it.
So you went there with just a bag of stuff, suspicious looking stuff.
Yeah, it was quite suspicious. This stuff that I use does look very bomb-like. I'm very lucky I've not been stopped in customs before, but yeah. Yeah, I just went. See, that was the idea. You know, one of the ideas when I started doing Kylie Minoise was, you know, I'd spent years in bands with, you know, having to hire vans and cart around drum kits and amps and all that stuff. And one of the things that I wanted to get rid of was, I wanted to do something where the whole thing just fit in a bag that I could carry. You know, everything did. So, so that's what I did, really.
So rather than getting the acoustic guitar out.
Yeah, I kind of went the opposite way, really. But yeah, well, the acoustic guitar's kind of annoying to carry around anyway. You know, it's very fragile.
That's true. Where did noise music come from? When did it start? What's the story with it?
Well, you know, there's lots of people have lots of ideas about what the first kind of noise. You know, there's different threads through it. There's a kind of, you know, the free jazz kind of thread that kind of, you know, people say, you know, that's where it starts. So there's a kind of more kind of experimental classical stuff, or, you know, there's lots of stuff that's been like noisy stuff, you know.
Young and stuff like that.
Yeah, and then there's the, you know, Stockhausen, all these people, or, you know, all the free jazz stuff, you know, John Coltrane stuff and all that stuff. So, and then there's the electronic stuff too, you know. There's Throbbing Gristle, all these bands that kind of brought that stuff up through that stuff too. But, you know,
we've not had any new instruments invented for a wee while, I don't think.
No.
Maybe if we get some new instruments, we could get a whole new genres.
Musical sound different again. Yeah, it's true that, you know, it's true. It's kind of, you know, it was a massive thing when the synthesizer was invented, because you could actually hear music that you couldn't hear before that point. But it just seems to have stopped, doesn't it? Yeah. Everything seems to have stopped, you know.
Maybe virtual reality is where it's going to be at. You can go in there and get get some sounds directly implanted into your brain or something like
Yeah,
that.
it's like a chip in your mind or something. You don't hear music anymore. You just feel it.
Do you think you can maybe release an album psychically?
I think you could do that. It would probably not be very good. You could do it.
Yeah.
I think people probably do that all the time.
Hard to monetize.
Very hard to make a living doing that, I think.
Releasing psychic
Unless
albums.
you maybe implant the idea to go and buy the record as well or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Very strange seeing records in shops again.
Yeah, they're big, aren't they?
Yeah, it's big. 12 inches usually.
They're expensive as well.
They're
Like,
very
if you're
expensive,
going to
yeah.
FOP or something, you want to get like, one of your favourite albums or something. They're all like 25 quid or something.
It's bullshit, isn't it?
That is a bit.
It seems very weird to me that it's, it does feel like we're caught in a loop. It's very strange that CDs will come back again probably.
Yeah.
So tapes have.
CDs are a much maligned format, I think. I still like them.
Yeah.
Very handy for the car. But MP3s, I never really got into that.
Yeah, well, you don't own anything really.
No.
It's invisible.
Yeah.
It's hard to get excited about paying money for something that's invisible. Except maybe if it was a visible robot or something.
Yeah, you'd be happy with that.
Yeah.
But there's been times when I've been moving house, I thought, I just wish I had it all in an iPod and a Kindle.
Yeah.
Instead of having all
Well,
this.
it's that
junk.
I've thought many times of getting rid of my CDs, but then there's so many people that got rid of their records there, thinking that they were worthless for a while there,
Yeah.
and they're actually worth money again now. So maybe you should just hold on to these things. It's not like MP3s are gonna have like any nostalgia value.
No.
Weird way. I guess it's more the hardware will, like the first generation, iPod or whatever.
Yeah.
But you can't get nostalgic about a file.
No.
It's just kind of strange. But that's maybe a good thing. Nostalgia is probably.
It's an illness, isn't it? A disease.
It can be.
Yeah.
It's one I've definitely increasingly got more recently.
Oh, really?
Just in that kind of, just enjoying popular culture from the past a bit.
Yeah.
Not in a, just in a crappy kind of light entertainment kind of way.
Mm-hmm.
I guess it's because it feels like it's it's partly because it reminds you of your childhood or whatever, and that's kind of interesting. But it kind of feels like you're kind of separated from the social engineering aspect of it in some ways, and all the details of it, because the details of the time popular entertainment in the 80s, apart from the overriding kind of ideas that it's putting forward, the kind of more subtle kind of social things they're trying to make happen, it's a long time ago now. So it's not like it's going to make you I can't escape the idea of we don't have a TV or anything, but if you see new films or new kind of TV thing, I can't escape the idea that it's just social programming, and I don't want to have anything to do with that really. Whereas if you watch like some fucking soap opera from the 80s or something,
You're
it's
clear.
a long time ago, and even though the overarching kind of things that they kind of try and push forward are still the same pretty much, I guess. It doesn't, it's not going to make you go out and buy some fucking car that was invented in the 80s now, because
you
you're
can't.
rusted.
Yeah. Like, they do a lot of product placement on television now, that's the big thing. Is that one of the things that concerns you, would you say?
But it's
Do you
definitely
find
more
it-
blatant than that, but it's more subtle than that. It's the more subtle things that a lot of people watch things and then they kind of get their opinions about the world and what they should be doing and what they shouldn't be doing, and what's right and what's wrong, and what's success and what's failure, and all those things. And those kind of signifiers are reiterated everywhere. Sort of on TV programs and then in a poster on a bus stop or something, and then it goes in without you realising it really. And feels very feels like we live in a sci-fi kind of existence a little bit, really. Especially if you live in a city, you know, as soon as you step outside of the door, there's just outlets everywhere. I don't know, and that's just the stuff that you can see. You know, there'll be all sorts of subliminal crap in there as well. You know,
It does feel like we're in the future now, doesn't it?
it does. Yeah, it feels like we're in a fairly unpleasant one, really.
Yeah, I think drones have got a lot to do with it. Amazon drones delivering your shoes and Jamie Oliver cookbooks and stuff like that. Yeah, it's just a bit weird, isn't it?
Well, Jamie Oliver is a bit weird, yeah. So are drones delivering Jamie Oliver products.
Yeah. Have you got any visual exhibition-y things coming up?
The stuff at the moment, right now.
Right.
I've got stuff in an exhibition in the museum in St Andrews at the moment.
Oh.
Which is good, and I've got some stuff in an exhibition in Canada, in London, in Canada at the moment as well.
Right.
And there was some stuff in Glasgow too, but I think that's just finished. I think. But
So that must be quite good, being able to just sort of send stuff out and you can stay at home. It's like like you're going on tour without having to leave the house.
Yeah, it's kind of weird as well, though. But also because of the nature of the stuff, it's actually pretty awkward because you've got to think about transporting these things.
It's quite
to
delicate
places.
and
Yeah,
stuff, isn't it?
It's actually a real pain in the ass, all that stuff. Because if you get an exhibition like that, you've got to think about getting the stuff couriered there, and then you go in there and all that stuff. It's not. You can see why people just do videos or whatever. 'Cause, you can just send it through the cyber space.
Yeah. Videos. You made a film. You and Sarah made a
Yeah,
great
we
film.
made a film. Thank you
Night
very
of
much.
Bloody Antler.
Thank you.
You'll be doing more of that at some point.
Yeah, we were talking about that to some people last night. Actually, yeah. I mean, we did plan to make the next film last year, but it didn't happen for various reasons, and then we've been too busy this year too. But I think next year maybe.
You've got an idea. You've got a script.
Yeah, well, we got a certain far down the road, certain distance down the road with the next one, but I don't know if we'll do that one or maybe do another one first. I don't know. We've got a few ideas. We've got a few ideas, but we'll see. I think we're going to do a short film next. I think.
Ooh.
I think maybe 20 minutes or something like that.
Wow.
Rather than a feature. We'll see. Well, we'll see. I
Yeah.
don't know.
Let's see.
But I really enjoyed making the film. It was really good. It was
Yeah.
really good getting really stuck into doing something that we didn't really know how to do it.
Yeah.
Really.
It's a big job, isn't it?
It was a big job, yeah, and it took a hell of a long time but it was good. I really enjoyed it, and all the people who were involved in it were really great, spending their time doing that, for nothing, So it was good.
The love of the art, yeah.
Yeah, or the love of something.
You got some good performances out of people that aren't actors.
Yeah. I mean, that was kind of the idea, partly. So, everyone that was in it did such a good job, and to a certain extent, those roles were kind of written for those people in mind. So, we were very lucky that everyone that we wanted to play those parts agreed to do it.
Yeah.
Because it would have been a bit strange otherwise. Because when we were writing the dialogue, we were thinking of those were the people that were going to do it, and we hadn't asked any of them by that point. So it was good that turned out.
The dialogue's fantastic in the film.
Oh, thanks very much.
Especially the inane drivelly bits.
Yeah.
Yeah, really good. Just it's like it's just been snatched from someone's workplace or something.
Well, some of that stuff was taken from us walking and doing the West Highland Way and the Great Glen Way or whatever, and a lot of that film was taken from what it's actually like doing those long distance walks. Not the murder stuff necessarily, but that repetition and the just talking about fucking anything really, just to keep going.
Well, I look forward to seeing your future creations.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Lee.
Lovely to speak to you, Pete.
Thank you.